What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Rashonology. I am here with the wrong background, but it's all right. We're gonna keep everything rolling and rocking. It's all good. You know, ain't nothing but a little change of scenery. I like how I change the scenery. Like you like that? So I am here. First of all, hit the like button. RJD here, Rashonology. I am here to talk about The Last of Us. We have The Last of Us. Episode 5 is out. Now, I wasn't reviewing The Last of Us like that because I wanted to let everything play out, but it seemed like The Last of Us, since Joel died, has lost a lot of viewers, which was to be expected. That was going to happen. It's the same thing as I said last week, the same problem they're running into with the game is the same exact problem they are running into now. So it's going to be what it's going to be. But real quick reaction after watching the episode, uh, they switched up some things and they combined a lot of things at this point, which was okay. It's okay. I'm not mad at it. What I did like the best, let me talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about the good. The good is the end. This is when things start to get real spicy in the game. This is when things start to pick up. Uh, right after this is when things start to pick up and people start getting clipped and things start happening. And the end of this was really, really good. They basically took the source material and repeated it almost to the T when it came to. Oh, and spoilers if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen the episode, go watch it. Don't watch this. Go watch it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. So in the hospital, you know what happens. Abby catches Nora. She's small. She slipped through a little hole, and she proceeds to find it. The only thing I would have changed is I would have kept how they did it in the game. I think in the game, she kind of tackled her down to the floor, and then they ran through where all the spores were. That was kind of cool. The spores set, absolutely unbelievable. We're going to Don DeMarco that. The spore set, or the set piece for the spores and the setup and the payoff early in the episode, the lady locked her son down there along with the team, and you see they're breathing in air, breathing out spores. That was cool. That looked cool, and it would have been dope to actually see them put that together and see it come to life. That was kind of cool. I'm not even gonna lie. That was awesome. The whole last 10 minutes of this episode, the last 10 minutes of this episode was great. The scar part, that another thing, straight out of the game with the scars, uh, cutting that guy open, seems like it's retaliation for what happened at the radio station, which is retaliation for what happened somewhere else. So they're taking us on this ride, which I believe is going to be the same way and the same ride they take us on in the game. And if you haven't played the game, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but if you have played the game, then it's going to be really polarizing, especially because they've already been greenlit for a season 3, and they could have probably had this in one season and laid it out, but the way they did this in the game, you already know it. They kind of have to split it up into 2 seasons because if you play the game, you know why they had to do that. So those two things I really liked. Like I said, the first half of this I didn't like because of the tone. I think the tone is off. So we're gonna get the L for that. I don't like the tone of the last two episodes. They're finally feeling like they're starting to get the tone right. Ellie is turning into that Ellie that we know from the games. And I think the casting of Ellie was perfect in season one. I think season two is supposed to be a bit more mature, but it's still coming up. It's still giving me teenage girl vibes. And the actor's not a teenager anymore. I don't think Dina is. And in the game, they're early 20s, but it is more mature. You could see the growth from 5 years in the game, 5 years past or 4 years past, however much. You could see how the growth happens. And I think the show is suffering from that character is the same character, the same little whiny brat character from the first season. I think now when she saved Dina in the episode and she told Dina, no, you go left, I'll go right. That's the first time that she feels competent. She feels like she knows what she's doing. She made she made a decision. She's just been like a bumbling idiot this whole like, this whole season. She's been like a dummy. And if you play the games, Ellie is not a dummy. Like, she's very competent. She can handle herself. She's fueled by rage and fueled with vengeance, but she's very competent in the games. She doesn't need help. She did get saved, but here it's like they just made her a dumbass until this episode. So, like, I don't know if it's the actor or if it's just not resonating, but I'm not the only one who's saying that. So, I mean, it can't be just me. There are other people saying the same thing. But this episode, quick reaction, was good. The next episode looks like it's going to be a flashback episode. If you played the games and that's probably when they're going to find out, when we find out that she found out that Joel was lying. They're probably going to have the astronaut scene. If you play the games, you know about that. So I like the fact. Oh, and before I go, so next episode should be good, should be cool. I don't think it's gonna, just because you throw Pedro Pascal in it don't mean you're gonna get all that viewership back. I'm very interested to see what the viewership numbers were last night, because I don't think they're gonna be good. But you ain't getting all those viewers back just because Pedro Pascal is in a flashback. I don't see it. But what I will say is Jesse saves Ellie in the game. Jesse saves Ellie and Dina here. And then Jesse kind of gets at her like, yo, y'all were about to die, dummy. Like, and I saved you from the infected. In the game, Jesse saves her from that WLF. And it's a little bit different. So I like that. I liked how they did it, because they had to get Dina out of there somehow. And we all know Tommy goes on a massacre spree. So I hope they show that too. But they switched it up a little bit, and it's not too bad. But yeah, I don't know, man. This something with that Ellie character, and I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know if it's the tone of the show is not as serious as it should be. I mean, it got serious, but the last episode and this episode suffering from the same two things. Just the tonality of it, the grittiness, the grime. These people are supposed to be feeling like low and what's the word I'm looking for? They're supposed to be feeling like beaten up by the world. There's a grittiness to that Ellie character in the game. That's just not there in the show. The grittiness, the down to earthness, the clean shirt and clean boots is just, it's not as gritty and grimy as I would think. But it's a good comeback from last episode where it was just, a lot of woke stuff going on that, like I said, was in the story but didn't need to be so much in the forefront. And a lot of people are complaining about the writing. Let's see what they do here. I do like it's going to be almost impossible to mess up the last three or four episodes, because there's going to be a feel good episode the next episode, and then after that is when shit starts to hit the fan. So it's going to be almost impossible to mess this up. So hopefully they don't mess it up, because it shouldn't be hard. So we'll see. But what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments. Drop me a comment. Drop me a link. Let's talk about it.